Okay, you are welcome to today's lesson on the component of smart money concepts. We'll be looking at the third component, which is imbalance or FVG. FVG means fair value gap. That's the full meaning of FVG. And then what does imbalance or FVG means? It simply refers to the disparity between buyers and sellers. Now, and this can be identified as the space that is between three noticeable candlesticks, with the space especially between the first and third candlestick. So these three noticeable candlesticks, we can tag them as A, B, and C. We have a lot of them on charts, but you have to pay attention to the three candlesticks that form that in between that an FVG or that has imbalance in between. So the imbalance we'll be talking about will not be in between candlestick A and candlestick C. So candlestick B will not be our gap. This imbalance or FVG, people also refer to it as gap. But doesn't matter any name you call it, what is important is knowing it and be able to apply it on chart. So let's go to the chart. Okay, you can see the pictorial representation here. This is candlestick A. Notice the body and also notice the wick. Candlestick A, candlestick B, and candlestick C. Now, you see between candlestick A and candlestick C, when you draw a line from the candlestick A wick and then the candlestick C wick, there's space in between that is created between from the left hand side, because we are considering a downtrend, a bearish, that's a downtrend market right now. The same thing also applies for bullish market. So when you look at the first candle A and then candle B and candle C, you will see from the left hand side, candlestick A wick has candlestick A wick and candlestick C wick. Candlestick C wick. By the time you draw it across the body of candlestick B, draw two lines there, you see when there is an imbalance in between the two wicks, the candlestick A wick and candlestick C wick, there is an imbalance in between. That's the line that passed through the body of candlestick B. That's what we call a gap. Price left a gap there, of which in the market is a sign that there's an order there. There's money for market to go back there to grab and continue the movement. This fair value gap can also make market to do what? To retrace. Since we are in a downtrend, the first move is impulsive move, as we have learned. Then the corrective move. Then we have another impulsive move to continue the downtrend. So what can bring the market back to make a corrective move is, one of them is imbalance. So this gap in between these three candles of A, B, C, which the gap occur between candle B and candle C, candle A and candle C, that is where the gap occur, going through the body of candle B. The imbalance or gap there can also make price to retrace or to have a pullback or correction move before continuation in the intended direction. You can also see candles after this pullback, when price was coming down again, there's candle A, candle B, and candle C. But when you look at the down wick of candle A, you see the wick, yes. See the wick of candle C. Now it has already gone up to mitigate the wick of candle A wick, meaning that after candle A has formed, candle B formed, before candle C finished the forming, it has already closed any gap in between the candle A and candle C. I hope I'm not confusing Now we see that the gap between candle A and C already mitigated. That's this word mitigated means tapped, already mitigated by C week, which is here. So to have a valid imbalance or pullback, imbalance FVG or gap, there has to be 3 candles has to form. After the third candle has formed, then when the fourth candle is coming, if the fourth candle now went to inside the already created fair value gap or imbalance, then we can consider to move along using fair value gap entry model. Okay, this is another point. We can also see here candlestick A, candlestick B, and candlestick C. Already, as I've mentioned there, the wick of candle C, while forming, already mitigated the wick of candle A, meaning that there's no fair value gap here. Now, looking at candle B, C, and this other candle here, let's call this candle D. There's already a wick, the B wick, and then the D wick. By the time you draw it across this C body, there's already an imbalance there, which can be a reason for price to come back to it and to continue the movement. You can see what price did. Price pull back, make a corrective move into this fair value gap, then it now continue the movement. Okay. Also, same thing applies for the when price is making the impulsive move downward. You see this candle A, candle B, and candle C. See the wick of candle C and see the wick of candle B. Candle A. Sorry, the wick of candle A. Let me start there. Okay, the wick. Okay, the wick of candle A and candle C. By the time you draw it across the body of candle B, there's already a fair value gap there. So we are expecting price to have a pullback into this fair value gap, then to continue this movement, just like price did in this area also. That's just a simple explanation, a very important explanation of imbalance. Call it imbalance, call it FVG, that's fair value gap. You can also call it a gap, just in between 3 candles. Gap between the first and the third candle, label it as candle A and candle C. So the space in between, that's the candle B. That's what we call imbalance or fair value gap. All you have to do is to practice this on the chart, and you'll be able to get used to it. It's very, very easy. A live example here. This is candle A, candle C, candle B, but there's no fair value gap in between there. You can see it. There's no fair value gap here. Right, this candle is already mitigated, so we go to the upper or the other side. This is candle A, candle B, and candle C. You see, this is a space, the candle A wick and candle C wick. This is imbalance already. That's imbalance already created, and you can see what happened. Price came back to that place, mitigated the other flow. Mitigated this imbalance, and then price continued to do what? To move upward. So when we get more into the market structure, all of that, you get more understanding about it. All you have to do, practice it, practice. Price always come back to this fair value gap and continue its movement. Thank you very much. Like we normally do, we are going to have an assignment. This is our third assignment as regard these lessons on component or smart money concept. Okay, so assignment 3, mark on the chart 5 unmitigated, that's not tapped yet, imbalance of FVG. As you have just learned, watch the video over and again, try to understand it and practice. Then 5 mitigated, that's already tapped imbalance or FVG. mark it on the chart, follow the instructions, send them to me for review. Thank you.